Hey, Irma. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you're on mute.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, I see you're in your mobile office.
Yes, headed to go work the Nutcracker.
All right. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
goodness.
nothing else, I love the Nutcracker. So
Yeah, I do too. Well, as a matter of fact, we love Nutcracker so much that we have a bunch of Nutcrackers. We collect them. Every year we get a new one.
same
And
here. It's
yeah,
bad. It's bad.
yeah. There's some pretty creative ones. I was at Michael's the other day and they had nutcrackers that you can paint yourself. I thought, oh, that's kind of a
Oh,
cool idea.
yeah. I might have to go by at Michael's and see.
Yeah. I thought I should have picked them up. I did not because I had too many other things. I was doing a little bit of shopping and I thought I'll go back later. Back later and get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. There is Angie Morell in the house. Hey, Ange.
Morning, ladies.
How are you today?
I am up with you ladies. Yes.
All right.
Well, Angie's not 6 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. So
Oh, I know. Although I was up at 6 too, so it doesn't matter.
Me too. Me too. So it is day 27 and whatever we did over the holiday, this is the day when it tends to show up. So I got on the scales. I was like, "Oh my Lord." Okay, we got to issue a challenge this week. Lord. Okay, I see I did my damage. So we do want to check in today. Let's see, we talked on Saturday, so a couple of days after the aftermath of Thanksgiving, and we got a chance to catch up. But I do want to check in to see how you did yesterday and where you are in your journey. And I am going to issue a challenge to you to help us to lock it in, because that's what I talked about on Saturday, locking it in, really getting focused in on the goals that you have and moving forward. So Irma, how did you do yesterday?
I did okay. And if this morning is the weight, I'm good. I'm at my default weight.
Yay.
So I didn't do really too bad over the whole holiday. Thursday and Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday. I kind of made wise choices. So I'm pretty pleased with where I am right now. But I did listen to the playback and locking it in to make it through to, Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. All right. Angie, how about you?
I thought I was going to be off plan all weekend long, and I had planned for it. So that was good. I mean, I planned ahead to be that way, but I will tell you, I got on the scale this morning and I was very pleasantly surprised. I mean, really shockingly surprised, because I'm only like half pound from that goal weight that I had hit.
Yeah.
And I guess I really wasn't that much off plan all weekend long. I mean, I really did forego. I fought it Saturday night. I will tell you, ladies, I really fought hard Saturday night. Everybody else was having ice cream, and I walked into Walmart with my family, and I was looking for some sugar-free chocolate, and I had it in my hand, and then I just finally just put it back on the shelf. I'm like, forget this. This is stupid. And so I fought it hard on Saturday night, but otherwise, I literally had a salad for Thanksgiving meal. So, and I'm pleasantly surprised this morning. So I'm excited about continuing.
Yeah. Good. That is great to hear. All right. So Pam Robbins, how did you do yesterday?
Oh, I did fine on Thanksgiving. It was all the other days. I had dairy. I had, like you said, Angie, yesterday, I listened to the thing. I had a half a piece of bacon, pork bacon, and a sliver, like those thin slivers of ham. I'm up 4 pounds.
Yeah.
It's not just yesterday, but pork and it didn't help. But I'm back. I'm back on, and you know, believe it or not, I'm not in the pain that I anticipated, which is good,
Yeah.
which is good.
Good to hear that. And I'm with you.
Yeah.
So the pork is for a
Just
lot of
does not,
it's just not your friend.
no,
And
it's
even
not.
for many, so dairy can really backfire on you too. I know
Yep.
I've
Yep.
had a lot more dairy in my diet than normal. For my meal, I was having celery with a little bit of cream cheese, and just that little bit of cream cheese, man, it just made me feel like 100-year-old woman. So I don't have a good reaction to it. So
Yeah.
you know that too about yourself.
I just keep proving it. I kept
Yeah,
proving
over and
it.
over.
I've got to go. I can't, I'm going to go off scene because I've got to get ready to go
Okay.
do an errand, but
Okay.
okay.
All right. Thanks for checking in. So Jennifer,
Hi. I was pretty good. Thanksgiving, we just have had such a series of sickness. It's all been so weird. Thanksgiving Day, I was really good. And all, like Pam, all the other days have not been so great.
yeah.
Birthdays and Saturday morning, I was shocked because I had given in to some different things, and I was like, how can I still be this weight? And then, like, I was in the car all day yesterday driving my daughter back to school, and I was great during the day, but when I got home, I don't know what happens to me at night. It's bad.
Yeah.
But here I am, ready to start again today. So,
Yeah, and that's just the truth of it. Today, it doesn't matter what happened. We're checking in just so that you know that everybody is being accountable, but yesterday is yesterday, and after we check in, we're going to leave that in the past and we're going to go forward. So, I totally get that there's like an extraterrestrial power that happens in the evenings that tend to weaken a lot of us. I would guarantee that a lot of that is from pre-existing conditions. I mean, I know when I was growing up, we'd have dinner, and then of course everybody had to have dessert. There was always you had to have dessert, or there was always a snacking going on. And so that's when you see that day in and day out as you're growing up, it creates a context for you, and you just start to follow that pattern. So it's something to zoom in on and focus on. You may even decide that that's going to be your lock it in goal this week that I'm going to challenge you to. All right, Karen, how are you?
I'm doing well. Like most people, Thanksgiving Day was not bad, and I think it's because the turkey is easy to fill up really on the turkey and just have a smidge of this and that. But I had family visiting, and we like to go to ethnic restaurants. So the other couple days is what did a little bit of havoc. But I still weigh less than when I started. And yesterday just started to get back on track. So I'm ready to go this week.
All right.
So.
Excellent. Excellent. Kristen, how about you?
Good morning. I did pretty well yesterday. And I'm down another 0.2 pounds. And kind of looking forward to just kind of getting back to the structure of this week to help the meals stay steady. My hard time is between lunch and dinner. It's like the switched from 4 meals to 3, where we would have a little snack at 3 o'clock. Not doing that is something that it's been a little bit of a struggle for me.
Yeah. And I want to encourage you that one of the things that you can get by with when we're doing the 3 meals is if you are genuinely hungry in between that lunch and dinner, I mean, you can have like some nuts, for example. You know, you can snack on some nuts, or maybe it's celery and cream cheese. So you can do that. And just as long as you're consuming along the lines of fat. This is with fat freeze. It's very much like a keto diet. I mean, although we want to keep the fats really healthy, I mean, it could be that you have like summer sausage. I wouldn't recommend that every single day because it's beef summer sausage. It does have a lot of fat, and there are good fats and bad fats, but it's not gonna kill you. Or you could have a couple of eggs. You could even make like a little egg salad, mix a little bit of mayo in with your eggs and make it sort of an egg salad. So you don't have to really go that long. But the diet is with the fat tends to make us full faster. So if you're still hungry in between, that tells me you might not be getting enough fat at your regular mealtime.
And that does help. I think also my head is hungrier than my body.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely that at play too. So I think, coming back to kind of paying attention to hunger and what's real versus what my head is saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Nuts are a good friend. I went to the store yesterday and I got some cashews. It's like one of the fattiest nuts ever. And I ate a handful of those and I was right back at full. So sometimes it's just, this is the plan where you can say, hey, I think I'm going to have a snack, and you can get away with it and it not have an impact on you. So, okay. So I do want to ask you all, this is day 27, and I want you to think about how you are actually feeling now that we're underway with Fat Freeze. We've had a lot of changes, and Kristen was calling some of that out too. We're at 3 meals now. We've changed the foods that we're eating, and I just want to know how you actually feel. If you were to articulate how you're actually feeling, what would you say? And I'll just say for me, since I've made this switch over, I haven't felt as clear. I feel like my senses are dulled. So as we're doing Fat Freeze, that's telling me I need to lay off of the cheeses, because cheese is the thing that tends to make my mind foggy. Even though we could have it on this plan, I need to be eating more cleanly in my meals, similar to detox meals, but just just adding a healthy fat, like an avocado or nuts, or even a fatty fish or egg. So I know I need to stick to those things. My fat really needs to come from protein. That's what I've learned in my body. So Kristen, you're saying you feel the same, not as clear, but fewer sugar cravings, which is huge for you. Great. So Angie, how would you say that you are actually feeling right now?
I would say pretty good. It's interesting because I've eaten, I feel like nothing but cheese all weekend long, but but just really good smooth block cheese. Well, for the most part. And it doesn't affect me that much. I will say this. In being on plan, I can recognize right now this morning that I'm able to regulate my emotions really well because I have some very serious stuff happening. And I just was sitting here contemplating, I'm not an emotional roller coaster. I'm able to regulate. So I would say in that I have an emotional clarity.
Yeah.
That's really, really good.
I love that you're saying that because that is one of the positive side effects of eating the way that we are, that your emotions are not, we think about the stuff that we eat, the sugars and the carbs. It's addictive and it's very much like an addiction. And if you've ever been around anyone who has a challenge with addictions, you see their moods going up and down, almost in a bipolar sort of way, and just sudden outbursts or suddenly feeling like you want to just break down and cry for no reason. So we're feeding ourselves different kinds of fuel. And so that's making us run more smoothly, and especially with our emotions. So that's a good call out there. All right. So Jennifer, how would you say that you're actually feeling?
Well, after eating, just making so many poor choices over the last really 2 days, I don't feel good at all. My gut feels bad and even painful. So like we had so much family in town, and you're like, I thought about all those things. When we're together, we just eat and eat and eat. Like, I don't really need to do that, but we just did. It's just what we do. And I fell into that. And there was a point Saturday night, and I'm like, my tummy just hurts. I was in pain, because I'm not used to all that. And so I feel kind of out of control. I don't like the way my tummy feels. Um but I'm anxious, and Kristen said it earlier, to just like lock it back in and I like the detox eating. Even when I added sausage the other day, I didn't even like the way I felt after that. So I don't know where I'm at right now. That's kind of frustrating, but um I don't feel the way I was feeling, just like a machine, on detox. So
Yeah, and you can eat detox style. I keep going back to avocado, or even, the fat that you add in whatever your meal is. Let's say that you decide, okay, I'm going back to grilled chicken and green beans. Let's say that that's what it is. It doesn't have to be complicated to add your fat. It can be the avocado. It could be that you put butter. Your butter is your fat. And I'm not talking about margarines or things like that. I'm talking about actual butter that you could put in your green beans, right? It doesn't have to be, a lot of stuff. It's just some kind of fat that just kind of triggers your body to keep staying in ketosis.
can I, like, after everything I've eaten the last couple of days, can I do like just a couple days of just detox? Will it screw it up? Should I add the fat, or could I just have even a day where I just go back to just the clean stuff? You know what I mean? No fat. I like that. But I don't want to screw up. I know there's a process, so I didn't know how that affects it.
So it's not going to hurt you to do that, but because we're trying to create a cycle for our bodies, when we get to the actual detox at a new cycle, you might not see the progress that you want to. So I would, if you feel like you absolutely have to, then I would. Otherwise, I would stick with the 3 meals, still eat detox style. And those meals can be healthy, and just add something like an egg yolk, or,
Okay.
something that's more protein based is what I would say.
Okay.
And there is a reason for the 60-day cycle. And that reason is we're retraining our bodies. We're trying to dismantle the habits that we've had. And if we do a whole lot of tweaking in the 60-day period, our body's going to your body's going to kind of freak out about that because it's not feeling the stability, right? So we just have to be careful about that. Okay. Anyone else want to share? How are you actually feeling? And this, anybody can. I see Nkeshi weighed in here. You're feeling bloated today. Okay. Anybody else? How are you actually feeling physically and emotionally? I don't know about you all, but whenever I get off plan, I feel dull. It's like my senses are dulled. Like I tend to just not care, and I want to sit around and just rub my belly. That's what I want to do. So I know that I have to lock it in today. I started actually yesterday locking it in. So here's the challenge that I have for everybody on here this week. I'm going to challenge you that over the next 5 days, you're going to strive for 5 with the plan. And so when I say strive for 5, that means that we're doing our water. We are good on our timings. We are good on the ratio of food. Remember, half of what we're eating needs to be protein. And then we need a good chunk of fat in it, and we want it to be a healthy fat, something that's on our list. And then 20% veggies. So I'm going to challenge you to really stick to this plan like your life depends on it. Let's see what it's like to truly lock it in. And a bonus will be if you add exercise on top of that, if that's going for a walk, if it's doing a squat and sit-up challenge. I'm not going to challenge you that this week. My goal is to get you focused on our eating plan and planning ahead. So striving for 5 days. So that means today through Friday, let's see how well we can do on this. So we'll be back on tomorrow. We're checking in every day this time, and I normally don't do this, but I feel like it's really important right now that we go through the holidays together. But we'll check back in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and let's just call out here. What do you think is your big focus for the strive for 5 this time? And I'll just start off with saying my thing is I've got to do the water. I was so dehydrated yesterday that my skin was dry and itchy, and I didn't sleep well last night because I was having leg cramps because I had not been drinking enough water, which that's normally not a problem for me, but that happened yesterday. So I'm definitely going to be focused on getting the water in. Someone else, what do you think is going to be a focus for you in the Strive for 5 challenge?
I'm going to ask a question, Angie.
Yep.
When you say the times, right? So we're eating 3 meals instead of 4. So
yep.
What is actually the time?
The time is, it's normally going to be like, say 8, 12, and then 5 is really a good time. And remember that, if you need to, you can have like the mid-afternoon snack. So it's really about just trying to be consistent every day, no matter what you're doing. So,
okay, because I was going to say, like, I know with the detox, it was like 3 hours or 2 hours max, but I'm trying to figure out what it is going to be for this one.
Yeah, and And we're eating a completely different diet there. So
Right.
we're going to be satiated more as we're integrating in the right amounts of fat. So our body, we just have to tell our body to be full. You know, when our body feels full, our security guard is fine, right? If he feels
Okay.
like it's full and we've got enough. So that's the way that I look at it. And so if you're, I mean, even like I had my breakfast at 7:15 this morning, and I know I'm not going to eat until noon, but I am going to eat at noon, and then I'm going to eat at 5. I'm going to do that every day.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Someone else, what will your focus be? Hi.
I think for me, it's just getting back to the locking it in. I mean, just
Yeah.
I'm not gonna snack. I know I can do it, and it's just like flipping that switch back on. So just, I mean, I know this is what you're saying, but like just sticking to the plan. Just even
Yeah.
just one day. Like I'm just gonna do one day. Get
Right.
back to the plan. So, but it seems like a big hurdle right now. This morning, I'm like, I just don't know if I can do it.
You can. You can do it, girl. We're all going to do it together, okay? So one day at a time. So let's just focus on being on plan today. That requires us to plan. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go, and we will be back on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Kristen, did you have something you want to share?
Yeah, just that I'm also reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he's just talking about motivation and how we create healthy habits just a little bit at a time. And one of the things he talks about is kind of what it feels like to do the thing we want to do, like the dopamine hit that comes. And so celebrating every single time we take a drink of water, eat when we plan to eat, stopped when we plan to stop, we're tempted to do something and didn't give in. Like all of that is telling our bodies, yay, we're doing the right thing. And so part of what I'm going to try to do today is just celebrate every good thing and keep signaling to myself, yes, good job, instead of worrying or all of those kinds of things. And being on this call and just hearing everybody's honesty really, really helps me just feel like I'm not alone. So thank you everybody for being real.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely determined I'm very motivated today, and I'm going to celebrate every single victory. Like I just got through my second 20 ounces of water. Oh. All right, ladies, we'll be back at 8 in the morning, and we'll check in then. See you later. Bye.